Welcome back to another video of Saxon getting molested by mosquitoes. Today, everyone's been talking about the Clash Royale heroes recently, and I want to give my take on it. Nah, I can't do this. You know what? That's the bigger drama here, bro. Everyone knows Supercell already. Everyone knows that Supercell are greedy. Mosquitoes, on the other hand? Who knew they were so fucking annoying? But yeah, in case you've been living under Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, bro, everyone knows that the heroes thing has been pretty controversial, I'm gonna say. If you just take a look at some Reddit posts over here, they'll literally show you that the TV Royale, I don't know how accurate this is because YouTube did remove dislikes, but there's ways to get around it. The like to dislike ratio is absolutely disgusting on this. Like some of the less conservative guesses are literally saying there's more dislikes than likes on the TV Royale. That's not good, is it? And that's typically, as a YouTuber myself, something we don't really want. Shows you're probably not doing something great. Now, if you're one of those people that I was talking about that did live under a rock for a little bit, heroes are basically cards in Clash Royale like the Knight, the Giant, the Mini P.E.K.K.A, the Musketeer that now act like champions because they have a special ability. Just like how it pops up in the bottom right corner. For the champions, it's the same thing with the heroes. You press the thing, and then the thing happens. Now, one thing the community has been confused about, champions are supposed to be... evolutions are supposed to be normal cards with passive abilities. Champions are supposed to be special cards with active abilities. And then, of course, heroes are supposed to be normal cards with active abilities, right? Should be, basically, pretty simple, man, until you realize that the special cards are actually pretty regular cards. Like the Mighty Miner mechanic, same as the Inferno Dragon, basically. The Golden Knight's just a guy that hits fast. The Little Prince, just a guy that charges up his hit speed. Goblinstein is like rascals. You know what I mean? It's the ability that makes them special. But now heroes, the ability is what makes them special. So that's been a thing of debate lately. I would say, though, that kind of like the abilities on a champion tend to enhance the abilities of that card, if that makes sense. So Golden Knight hits fast, you use the ability, closes the distance, and it can hit fast on the thing. The Boss Bandit, the cool thing about the card is that it can dash, so you can create more space to dash more with the ability. I feel like with the heroes, the abilities are like further removed from what the card is. It's just fucking random, you know? But here's where the debate really kicks in, okay? Because someone like Lucas said current champions are not worth their elixir cost besides Mighty Miner and Boss Bandit. Okay, so argument doesn't really stand, but having broken abilities make up for it. That's what I mean. The ability is what makes the card viable. With heroes, you're basically giving already good cards the power to do some bullshit at any given time into the game. Because it's not like the Knight or the Musketeer was weak before, you know? Now you're just making the decision between if you want the base card, which most people are using them anyway, with a special ability or an evolution. That's what you're deciding between. And then with the Giant and the Mini P.E.K.K.A, you don't even have to make that decision. You might as well just throw it in there. Not only that, they've given us 2 hero slots for a deck. 2 hero slots, guys. There's 4 heroes. Now, I know you can either use a champion or a hero, or you could use 2 champions if you want, or 2 heroes. So like on a fundamental level, a deck that could run all the regular cards that are already like pretty mediocre or strong even, versus a guy that can run the same type of deck, but with 2 heroes, they're obviously going to use that because they could just use the cards like regular, but they also have an ability that can bail them out. It's just more versatile. Like, why would you not use it, right? So the argument here is just all deck variation is just going to die. Like, there's 4 heroes, 2 slots for them. Why would you not run a hero? And not only that, they've made these so worth it, so good to get. In my opinion, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not a professional, okay? But they made these so good to get, but also they've made the way you get them random. That's one thing the community's definitely noticed is that people are seeing that Clash and Supercell keep on bringing out things that are random. Lucky drops, random, RNG based. You guys know my luck, bro. I'm gonna get shat on with this. The past Royale used to give guaranteed rewards and wild cards. Now it's random. For those of you who don't know, you have to collect a certain amount of hero shards to get a hero. But now, instead of like having that amount and you can pick which hero you want, it's randomized. And you can also get duplicates. So it's not even like if you pay to win, you'll get one, then the other, then the other, then the other. No. You could get Knight twice. Fuck you then. But I'd say that's probably the most controversial part, okay? Because for me, I think it's gonna make the game confusing. I personally don't really like this, but you know, some people, it's not to my taste. It might be to someone else's taste, right? They might like that. That's fine. I feel like most games need to go through this decision-making process where they don't know if something's going to be good or not, and then they wait and see, right? Doesn't matter what I think about it, as long as it works for the game. Now, here's something that I don't think is controversial. Here's something that I think everyone can agree on, okay? They said the game was too confusing. They've removed things like the season shop because the reward system was too confusing. They've removed things like elite wildcards because that's too confusing to know how to get those. They've removed books, wildcards, all these things because they're too confusing, too many currencies. By the way, before they made everything too confusing, it used to be just gems, gold, chests, and cards. That was it. So they add a bunch more things, they make it confusing. That's fine. You can say that. But why are we then adding evolution shards, evolutions, and hero shards in a gambling system, plus lucky chests, seasonal lucky chests, the gray basic lucky chest, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Plus probably some other bullshit that I'm not thinking about right now. They keep adding more shit. On a fundamental level, they're saying the game's too confusing and then they're gonna make more confusing stuff. Abilities as well. I feel like for a game that was built off such basic mechanics, a game that's built off its old player base, by the way, its old reputation of being simple to understand yet difficult to master, they've given more and more and more things that just bail you out of jail. More and more low skill ceiling, yet high value cards. High value. High value Sigma male, by the way, people. It just makes no sense to me, bro. Someone let me know. Let's debate. Let's debate in the comment section, man. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what? I'd love to be, bro. But yeah, regardless of whether or not this works, I think the bigger concern is the fact that Supercell really seem to have a lack of long-term planning. I don't know who's been doing their stuff, but the whole thing with champions now, like being, the line is blurred between what they are and what heroes are supposed to be, like what the difference is. The fact that it's not clear to the community what that is shows that they probably made this decision way after they made the first decision and didn't really think it through. That's not good. That is objectively not a good thing. The fact that they've bloated the game too much with random currencies. By the way, I don't know about you guys, but if I've ever downloaded an iOS game, usually it happens to iOS games the most. You download an iOS game that seems fun to play, seems basic, but then as you keep playing, you realize, oh shit, I have no idea how to get that. I have no idea how to get that. You have to go Googling shit. You play against things that just seem completely unfair and you're like, wait, what the fuck was that? How did that guy have it? And why do I not have it? And then you find out the only way to really get it is if you spend money, or you just wait like a year. You could, like, people will stop playing, bro. Like, I don't think it's controversial to say, but if these decisions were made whilst Clash Royale was a smaller game, let's say Clash Royale didn't have the history it had, these decisions would not bode well for the game. That probably means that the history of the game is what's saving it right now, not what's making this thing work. Like, listen, okay, I know you guys think I'm dog shit at the game, but I am objectively in the top, I don't know, 1%. Mid Ultimate Champion, 2K range, is much higher than most people will ever get in Clash. And me playing the new cards, like, if you watched my video earlier today, you can see I'm like objectively just confused. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The basic principles of the game, like targeting a troop when it's closer to you, get completely shifted like that. Think about what that's like. Think about how frustrating the game already is with all the cards they're releasing, with all the evos they're releasing. And then now they have these cards, the heroes as well. I'm looking at them right now and they're it's grinding my gears, man. And last but not least, the whole thing to do with them not telling us the conversions of the elite wildcards is still crazy to me. The fact that a game company can just get away with that is wild. Like, people have been looking to see what I do to follow, because I did say that before. If I can't tell you guys, then just look at what I do, right? But I'm telling you right now, I have no fucking clue. No idea. Those 50,000 elite wildcards, would they be better off being put in a card to upgrade to level 15 or not? Only time will tell, bro. The one thing I can say, okay, if you do want one piece of advice, I will say, I heard this from Durkee CR, objectively upgrading a common card from 14 to 15 is going to be way easier than upgrading a champion card from 14 to 15. So if you have any champions or legendaries, they're going to be harder to get to level 15. So if you are going to spend any of your elite wildcards, if you're debating it, put it into a legendary or a champion. Ideally a champion, if you have any level 14s. That might be what I do. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't know, you can activate King Tower with a with a Hero Knight against a Mega Knight. So yeah, man, pretty wild. I'm still staying positive about this. I think realistically, it'll work out. It'll just make them a bunch of money. People will be frustrated, but that's kind of how the game business is, I guess. See ya. Peace out.